So here we are back in Spain with Jose and Fran of Corju hunting, and we're chasing Ibex. Now myself and Steve have hunted here a few times before and we've got some pretty impressive animals, and there's just something about Ibex hunting which keeps drawing us back. It's not just the terrain and the animals and the challenging hunting, but we feel like part of the family now. The hospitality here is outstanding, the food, the accommodation, and we have been welcomed into their bosom, and every time we come back, it's like another adventure. So today's hunt has been long, arduous, tough, physically damaging, and incredibly exciting. Earlier on, we checked out a few places around the farms where the Ibex like to come out and feed. Springtime here, there's plenty of food, plenty of fresh growth in the crops, but unfortunately we didn't actually see anything that was shootable. A few females, a group of young males. So when that situation arises, you just got to keep going. And it was getting late in the day, late in the afternoon, and Fran had a great idea. Jose should lead us on another merry walk across the mountains. And so we did. We climbed and we walked and we climbed and then we came down, and I think I counted 4 different sets of peaks overall. But when we got to the top of each, we were welcomed with some of the most spectacular scenery I have ever seen. The mountainsides exploded with colour, all of the different minerals and rock formations gleaming out, and sometimes it was almost as if I forgot I was hunting and just on a merry wander around this magnificent countryside. But we were here for a reason, and after the 3rd mountain range, that's when we saw them. Up on the top of the hill here, feeding gently, 4 or 5 males, maybe. Very difficult to see the scrubland up here, but we saw an absolute monster of a billy. And as soon as Jose turned to me, I knew it was big. He said, "Trophy." Even at 950 yards, which is what we first spotted him from, you could tell he was big. And when the sunlight hit his horns, they just gleamed, shone out. But getting up here was going to be difficult, not just because of the terrain, but also the view they have from here. They can see every peak for as far as the eye can see. So we had to come down a little dirt track, get this mound that's behind us, in between us and the Ibex, and then crawl up yet again. So we got to the top of the hill, crawled into position, lovely stable shot off the bipod, nothing in the way. But it was very difficult to find a clear shot through the brush on this side. Every time he'd step forward, he'd turn to the left. Then he'd go behind a tree and he'd turn to the right. And for about 15 minutes, all I had was the back side of him. And then suddenly he appeared from behind a bush. He gave me a shot at 280 yards. I thought I judged the wind correctly. I aimed off a little bit too much and I hit him just at the back of the rib cage. We couldn't see the exact shot location at the time, but he kind of skipped up and then he ran down the hill, stopped in front of the wall and gave me a second shot, which I put high in the shoulders, spine shot, and brought him down. We don't like to have to take 2 shots, but sometimes, particularly over those sorts of distances, you can misjudge. Just gave it a little bit too much wind, maybe 3 or 4 inches. But still, as you saw, the second shot anchored him perfectly. He ran down towards me, luckily, as opposed to away, which could have made a more difficult, more tricky shot. And then we got him about 260 yards. And what a magnificent animal. Wow. Wow. What a fabulous, fabulous animal. And what an incredible hunt. Every time I come hunting here, I just feel as if I'm part of something very special. 12. Not just an adventure, but also a spiritual journey, treading in places that few people have the privilege of being able to hunt. So it's been another magnificent hunt. I can't thank Fran and Jose enough for their generosity and for making us feel so welcome, and I can't wait to come back.